Are we ready to go?
Yes. Now
should we start? Yeah, okay, great. I'm so sorry, first of all, for this technical glitch. Actually, I'm connected to my office server and it is not allowing me to share the screen. So I just disconnected from the server due to security reasons, and then it works. I'm so sorry for it. But very good evening to everyone. My name is Rajiv Kumar, and I'm a customer success consultant in Wolters Kluwer. In today's session, we will be highlighting OVID platform and various databases available on it, and how these databases can help you out in performing systematic reviews, basically literature search, while you are doing systematic reviews and meta-analysis. So before I jump into the demonstration part of it and how it works, let me quickly introduce you to the platform and to the yes. To the organization. So Wolters Kluwer basically is having 5 verticals, out of which one is health, another one is tax and accounting, finance, compliance, and legal. In health, there are 2 divisions. One is clinical effectiveness, and then we have HLRP, which corely deals with health, learning, research, and practice. So I have a very short video, just 1-minute video to share. Is the voice of the video is available?
A single solution for all of your clinical research needs. For over 20 years, OVID has been the key resource for all stages of learning, research, and practice. OVID helps librarians, clinicians, researchers, instructors, and other healthcare professionals find the information they need to make critical decisions that improve patient care, enhance ongoing research, and fuel new discoveries. OVID provides high-quality content that is fully integrated with best-in-class technology tools designed to speed workflow and maximize productivity. With book, journal, and database content from the world's leading publishers, OVID offers a single online destination for seamlessly accessing all of your full text and bibliographic resources. Plus, OVID provides full implementation, customization, and maintenance support throughout from OVID's award-winning support team. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and in over 20 languages, help is only a phone call away. Every day, the world's leading medical, academic, and corporate institutions rely on OVID for the most current evidence-based content and data to inform research decisions that help to reduce variability in care and drive healthcare innovation. Browse ovid.com to see everything we have to offer.
Okay. So back to our topic, which is systematic reviews, how to create a systematic review. So in this entire journey of systematic reviews, generally we start with identifying the issue or determining the research question. And once the research question is designed or identified, then we need to write a plan for the review, which is called protocol. And then we search for studies, literature search basically. And then whatever studies we get, we sift it, we select the studies out of it, extract data from the studies, and access the quality of the studies which we receive. And we analyze the data, combine the data, synthesize it, or meta-analysis it, and then discuss and conclude overall findings. So this is a kind of a holistic overview of the process involved in systematic reviews. So where exactly in this entire process OVID plays an important role? So in this place where you start searching for studies, you are sifting the studies which are relevant to your requirements. So how this OVID platforms helps in at this place. So before we go to the platform and start evaluating and searching criteria on platform and which databases we need to use, it's very important to understand the framework of a clinical research question. If you already have a clinical research question, I'm sure that you have used a framework which is called as PICO framework, which is population, intervention, comparator, and outcomes. When I say population, who are the patients, or what is the problem we are going to address, and when the patients are involved, what do we do to them, like, or are they exposed to any specific environment or conditions, or if Are we doing any comparison with a certain kind of interventions which are already available, or you're using any additional interventions to it? And what would be your outcomes? So when you apply that intervention, or you are doing on the entire research, what happens to the patient group after your intervention? So this is a framework of a clinical research question in which we generally design clinical research question. Now, using this framework, how we can use these databases and uh, get the desired results, that is our core objective of today's session, and how we are going to use this PICO framework. So in this session, we are going to use this question, which is a clinical research question, as an example, and then we will follow the searches and demonstrate the product OVID platform as such. But if you already have any research question on which you are working, you can absolutely use that question as well in today's session while doing a hands-on, because we will be providing you the access details in a shorter while, and then you can go to the platform and do the practice as we discuss on here in this session. So in today's session, we are going to use this question, which is among children with minor head injuries, does the use of CT scan affect identification and diagnosis of intracranial hemorrhage? In this, if we divide into PICO framework, our population is children with minor head injuries, and intervention is CT scan. Comparator is not very clear, but we can assume that it's a physical examination without CT scan. It's not necessary in your PICO framework, you always have comparator. And then, of course, population is important, intervention is important, and outcome, what is going to happen. So in this, outcome is identification and diagnosis of intracranial hemorrhage. So we will use this question on and off. During this 1 hour session, we will be sometimes going to the PowerPoint, sometimes we will go directly to the OVID platform itself while working throughout. So we have these cards, which we called PICO cards, where we have divided the entire question into PICO framework, as I already mentioned, which is called at expect 1, expect 2, expect 3, and expect 4. Expect 1 is patient population, which is so when we see into it, what is our population here is children and with minor head injuries. That is expect of our search. And that the expect 2 is our intervention, which is CT scan. And expect 3 comparator, we do not have a such direct comparator or a comparison element here, but outcome is also there, like identification and diagnosis of intracranial hemorrhage. So we are going to fill all these cards by different words and processes, what we are going to follow. So we'll fill in all these entries, and then finally at the end, by completing all these expect 1, 2, and 3 and 4, we will drive the final literature which is on this particular topic. So let's talk about access. So either you can use this URL, which is bit.ly/GCES OVID. GCES OVID should be in capital, and rest you can see or simply you can scan this QR code to get the access. I have embedded the ID and password within this URL so that you need not to enter manually. Just use this URL and you will be directed to the platform itself. So from here, let me open a platform.
Sir, can you post this URL in the chat box so that people will access it?
Sure, definitely. I'm just posting it. So URL is now in the chat box, and we go to. Okay, this is how the interface look like once you enter. So in between, sometimes I will ask you certain questions. Please respond as and when possible. So in this is a OVID platform. Before I move on to start performing searches, here I will explain you the interface. This is a search history interface, like whatever we will search under this search bar, that will be recorded and saved here under this search history. Now, what is the advantage of this search history? That we will disclose as and we progress with the session. There are a lot of features which are absolutely important while reproducing the searches or getting alerts. So many things you can do from this search history panel. Along with it, we have different types of searches here. As we are focusing more today on databases for systematic reviews or literature search, we will talk more about advanced search here rather than other types of searches which are available here. If time permits, then I will also cover other types of searches, but our focus would be more on advanced search. So whenever you are using any abstract and indexing databases, similar like Medline, PubMed Medline is the same thing, Embase or Cochrane, or any other databases, then in that case, always use with advanced search, because all these databases has their own thesaurus, which is absolutely important when you are mapping the keywords with the subject headings. So for Medline, thesaurus is MASH, which is MESH, medical subject headings. And similarly for Embase, it's M3. The thesaurus or algorithm is called M3. So what databases we are going to use today for this clinical research question, which I have shown you. See, and which database we should use actually. So whenever you have a clinical research question which is more towards the pharmacological side of or drug side of thing, then Embase is the perfect databases. But if you are more interested in the clinical side of it, then Medline is a perfect database. But then the question comes, which database we should use? Should we use Embase or should we use Medline? Or what journals are being indexed in these databases? See, Embase is the biggest database, which is close to like 8,000 journals which are part of Embase. But in those 8,000 journals, 5,000 journals are coming from Medline. Okay. And similarly, some content is also part of the Cochrane database, has some journal index, which is also available in Embase. So does that mean that if we search in Embase, we need not to search in Medline or Cochrane, because the content from Medline and Cochrane is already part of Embase? Actually, the answer is no, because Cochrane Handbook of Systematic Reviews and Interventions suggests that if you are doing a systematic reviews or literature searches, it is advisable to use three databases together. One is Embase, then second is Medline, and third is Cochrane database of systematic reviews. Why these three databases? Because when you search terms in individual databases, their thesaurus changes and the results also changes accordingly. So if you search hypertension in Medline, the results will be different, and the set of articles which you get will be different in Medline. Similarly, if you use hypertension in Embase, you will get little less results which are relevant to hypertension, because that is more drug centric or pharmacotherapy, pharmacology or pharmacokinetic centric information you will get. But if you are at the same time using want to search something on alprazolam or rifampicin or any other drug, then Embase should be your first choice. So here, today's question, we will focusing more on clinical side of it, where we are wanted to find the intervention of CT scan in the treatment of and diagnosis of intracranial hemorrhage. So in that scenario, we will use Medline as a database. Now, I have given you the link, which is by default selecting Medline here. But if you want to change, we are giving two databases here to you, which is larger part is like OVID Medline and EBMR. When I say EBMR, this is Cochrane database, which has various elements to it. One is Cochrane Central Register for Controlled Trials, Cochrane databases of systematic reviews, Cochrane clinical answer, like that. So I will also explain you in while that how you can perform searches by using all the databases, whatever available to you in OVID. And that's a very plus point, because generally when Cochrane Handbook of Systematic Reviews suggests that you need to use three databases, now the challenge also increases with it, because every time you need to visit three different platforms and start searching with the similar kind of words, keywords, and then collate the results. But if you are using OVID as such, then you need not to do that exercise thrice. You can combine all the databases all together and do a single search. But we will start with Medline, and then I will show you about Cochrane and other databases also. So just to show you where we were at the expect where we have this question, and we have identified the expect one. So we'll start with the expect one here, and then we will go to expect 2, 3, and 4. Within expect one, we will follow 3, 4 steps, which is at most important. And once it is completed, then we will move to expect 2. So let's start with it. So I hope you have note. Maybe I will request you to take a screenshot of it, so that if the presentation is not in front of you, you can remember what clinical research question we are using here and what are the parameters on which we are performing searches. So if you have a cell phone handy or a mechanism to take a snapshot of this screen, you can take this and keep it handy so that you can view it all together once we move. Okay, so we will start with our first aspect, which is population. And in this, we are starting with the Medline advanced search options, where we have option to map the keywords with the subject headings. So we are starting with minor head injuries. And it's important to choose this map term to subject heading because we are mapping it with the thesaurus medical subject heading of the Medline database. And then we start with a search. So here in this, these are the main subject heading. Now you are seeing the option like explode, focus. But before I explain the explode and focus options, it's very important to see scope. Now, what is the importance of why we need to see the scope? Because this is the subject heading, which if you want to know more about this subject heading, scope will tell you about this, like definition and what kind of articles you are able to see within this craniocerebral trauma. So it captures the articles on traumatic injuries involving the cranium and intracranial structures. With all these keywords, injuries may be classified by whether or not the skull is penetrated. So it's very important to look at this. Another aspect of it is we are searching for minor head injuries, but it's not necessary that while using minor head injuries, all the articles will be covered. So we need synonyms. We need more and more keywords which are relevant for minor head injuries, which we can use and get more and more results on those particular topic. So here you can see these are the used for terms. So for minor head injuries, what other keywords we can use to find out the articles are these ones: craniocerebral injuries, like that. These all are. And we are going to use this used for terms separately to perform the searches. Right now, we are just going to main subject heading of craniocerebral trauma. But later on, as I mentioned, that expect one will be completed in 3, 4 steps. So in our second or third steps, we will use this used for terms, and then I will explain you how to do it. So here, let's go within the subject heading and see hierarchy, how it is being placed. You can see here within the trauma, nervous systems, craniocerebral trauma also has brain injuries and other cerebrospinal fluid, coma, head injuries, skull fractures. Now, here we have explode and focus. Now, why in which situation we need to use explode option, and what does it give? See, if we are interested just in craniocerebral trauma, then you can use the focus option. Then it will show you only 23,573 results. But being we are doing a systematic reviews, a literature search, where we need to see more and more results, so that we need to ensure that we do not miss any relevant article on the minor head injuries. So in that case, to start with, explode option is better, where we will get these 23,573 articles, including all these as well. So it ensures that we are not missing anything. And why it is important to cover all these? Because you need to understand how the articles has been indexed in the databases. See what happens if I am an indexer and I am reading an article, I will see, okay, this particular article is talking more about craniocerebral trauma. Then I will give a keyword or indexing as a craniocerebral trauma heading. which is part of 23,573. But it might have a little more context on other these topics. But as a major heading, I have given it as a craniocerebral trauma. So if you search only craniocerebral trauma, there might be an article which is relevant, but that will be missed because that is not given brain injuries or any other keywords to it. So similarly, to cover everything, it's good to use to start with is explode option. Okay. So we'll continue with it. And within this explode option, here, then it has subheadings. Earlier one was major subject heading, and now major medical subject headings, and now it is subheadings. Now about the craniocerebral trauma, this is the main subject heading which we are going to use. What exactly we want to know about it? Do we need to about mortality of due to craniocerebral trauma, or diagnosis, or drug therapy, embryology, rehabilitation, radiotherapy? What exactly we want to know about craniocerebral trauma? You can choose any of one of them or multiple of them, but in the beginning, what happens is when you choose any specific subheadings, it will reduce the results drastically. So what we recommend that in the initial very first, when you're building your search strategy, always start with all the subject headings. Do not choose any specific ones. So like if I do not choose this and click on continue, by default, everything will be included about this. And then we can further classify or narrow down the results as per our research question. So I'm just using continue to inclusive of everything. So we got around 1,77,654 results here on craniocerebral trauma. So EXP shows the major subject heading. This particular hyphen shows a major subject heading. EXP showed we have used the explode option. So we got this much of results. Now you can see here all these results are reflected. There's multiple filters available if you want to use it, but we will not use these filters as of now. We will go to first we will complete our expect of first expect, which is population, and then we will go to particular references from here. But if you want to see the references at this stage, you can simply use this, read the abstract here itself, and then you can read. Another important point in OVID is we have also activated the full text links here. So if any article which is available as a full text, you can simply click the full text options from here and read the complete article as well from OVID itself. So it's not that everything is available as abstract. Wherever you find full text link, you can read the full text article. Also, you can use these limits, which we will explain gradually once we move. Priority is to complete our research question here. So what we have done, we have searched for minor head injuries, where we have found this main subject heading as craniocerebral trauma, where we have used the explode option, and we got this much of results. Is our expect is completed? Not exactly. Earlier we have done a map term to subject heading. Now we are going to do another thing, like this time we will search without the keywords, basically. Here what we are going to do, earlier we have used map term to subject headings. Now we are going to use the similar keywords, or maybe we can use the initial one which we have used, minor head injuries, and search directly without mapping it term. Now what is the difference between these two searches? Maybe let's remove this. Let's use craniocerebral. And search. So here, now what is the difference is, here we have got 24,803 articles, where when we are mapping it to subject headings, we got 1,77,000 results. But there are articles which may not be given headings which are part of it. So let's see, is there any unique or additional articles which we get from here. So ideally, what should happen? All of these 24803 should be part of this number. But as we have experienced about indexing, how the indexing is done, this kind of search is called multi-purpose search, where we are searching specific fields of an article which is suggested by doctors themselves. So let's do that, and we will see, we'll combine these two searches with OR, so that article either in this or this results should appear. So let's see how much results we will get. So you can see 77,000, earlier 654, now we got 951. So 200, 300 articles which we were missing earlier, now we have those results available with us. So on the same similar keywords, but the methods is little different. Earlier we have just searched with the subject headings, and then the next search we did is without subject heading, which is a normal keyword search. And then we combined the results to see or to ensure that we are not missing anything out of these two set of results. So this is our final result, or craniocerebral trauma. This is not a final result actually. In the when we map the subject terms, I have asked you, like we will be using scope for terms. Let me remind you, minor head injuries. This is what we have searched in the step first. If I click on search, I have shown you this scope option, where we have said that we are going to use these terms basically. So let me take you to the slides quickly so that I can show you this. This is the similar kind of page where we are. Now what we are going to do here, we are going to use these terms or keywords and combine it with the truncation characters or a wildcards basically. Now what we are going to search here is, as you can see here, we have head injuries as keywords here, or occipital injuries, or various other frontal region traumas, or head or forehead injuries. All these keywords are there. So what we are going to search now is, we're going to search head or forehead or cranium or cranial. See, this star mark right side truncation is search for all the words beginning with certain letters. So this is a major stem of a letter, crani, which is called crani, and this crani, and it could be cranial afterwards, or it could be cranium. So it will capture all kind of articles in which this word is used. And then we are combining it with the skull or occipital with the adjacency operator. When I say adjacency operator, this is one criteria which we are searching, head or forehead or cranium or skull or occipital, but we are combining it with another word which is injury or trauma. So it could be injuries, it could be injury, it could be injured, like that, or trauma. But these two words, head injury, head trauma, forehead injury, forehead trauma, cranium injury or cranium trauma, skull injury or occipital trauma, these words should come together with the adjacency of 1. If I increase to 2, then it will search all those articles in which these words are appearing with a distance of 2 words in between. That's your choice, like how many words you want to keep in between, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you want to use. So we are going to use this and then search for other set of results. Okay, coming back to this. Search. Sorry. So in this, again, what we need to do, just untick this option and type in, I have already typed this stem so that we can save some time here. So, but I hope you have got the sense of it, what we are trying to do here with this. We are combining these keywords with these one, with the adjacency one, so that these words are next to each other. Let's search again. And let's see how many more results we got. So we got, see, 53,131 more articles we got, which earlier set we have is for 1,77,000. This is additional, which we get on minor head injuries or different synonym words or used for terms which we use here. Here, now what I'm going to do is, now I need to ensure there must be some article which is already part of this set, but there could be chances that some are not part of this. So we need to find out which are not part of it, and then we will reach out to our final set of first expect. So here again, I will combine it with the OR. So you can see we have reached from 24,803 like 1,77,000 to 1,90,810. So these 4 steps which we have done actually given us a final set for our expect one, which is minor head injury. So if I bring that PowerPoint presentation again, where I can show you our first expect of it. So this is our research question. Our first expect was children with minor head injuries. Now you must be wondering, we have not used children anywhere. So is our expect one is completed or not? I will explain you in a while why we are not using children here as such, but we will definitely consider this population of children here. So what we have done so far, we have used minor head injuries, we have used for terms, and then we have also used exploding of craniocerebral mass subject heading, which we have used, and these 3 steps which we have done. And children's we have not done it yet. So I will cover the children part little later and answer your question at the end. Probably if you must have some question about around it, but so far as per my steps, first expect is completed, which is about minor head injuries. So how many steps we did? We did 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So basically, if I revise, or if I repeat in a broader term, like what we need to do, first we need to map it the keywords with the subject heading. That's first step. Then second, we need to do a keyword search without mapping the subject heading. And third, we need to combine both with subject heading and without subject heading the results, so that we have final major set of results, little higher. And then we will also do a use for terms, which we find from the scope, using various truncation and wild marks as per our requirement. And then finally, we combine all the results to get the final set of expect one. This is one expect is completed. Now we'll move on. Any questions so far by this? Are you able to do the similar kind of thing while accessing the platform? I hope you have the access. You can confirm me, like any challenges. Please provide a STEM in chat box. Okay, that I can do. I have just forwarded the use for terms STEM characters in the chat box.
Sir, can you show the first search exploding that part? How to
this one, craniocerebral trauma?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. This is very simple. First, once you log in, you come to basic search. I think that's the default search set. You need to come to advanced search. And then here you need to type in minor head injuries. That's ours, basically the population, or the expect one. And then you use this map term to subject headings, search. Then you find the subject heading craniocerebral trauma. I have used the explode option here. And then here you can see what all is going to capture when we use explode. When we use explode, it captures all these brain injuries, cerebrospinal fluid, and all till skull fractures. So total result will be 23 plus all these results. And then Somebody is asking like, what is the difference between explode and focus? So let me tell you here. So if I use only focus, then the number of results would be only 23,573, which is specifically talking about craniocerebral trauma. But I cannot afford to see the articles which is also talking about brain injuries, cerebrospinal fluid leak, head injuries, which is also related to minor head injuries, which is our major population, or the first aspect of a research question. That's why instead of focus, I am using explode option. But definitely I will reach out while we progress in our searches or various aspects, we will narrow down as per our requirement. So start with a bigger set of results and then we'll go beyond this. Okay, after this, just click on continue. Do not choose anything on the very first step from here and just click on continue. And then you will get our very first result, which we got 1,77,654 results. So that's how we did craniocerebral trauma. So let me remove this.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I believe and hope that you are able to reach out to this step. But if in case you need any time in between, just please let me know. It would be good like if we can do an interactive session here so that we are all on the same page. Okay, so we are here. Our first aspect is completed. Now, what is our second aspect? Second aspect of our research question is CT scan, basically. This is our aspect 2, CT scan. So let's begin with the CT scan in a similar fashion. So what we need to do, first we need to map the subject heading, keywords with the subject heading. So let's do it. So CT scan. Again, we are in advanced search. We are mapping it to subject heading, clicking on search. Okay. Here we have tomography X-ray computed. This is the heading which we are going to use. I'm not going inside into it to show you what it's going to capture. I'm just, to save time, I'm just using explode option as I did in the previous ones. But whenever you have time, please go and check how this is being placed. But yet another important thing is to check the scope here, because we are going to use these keywords again for completing our step of expect 2. And then continue. Similarly, I'm not using anything here as such. And then continue here. So we got 4,89,832 results, which is quite enormous. And then we will go for use for term, or simply you can have a keyword search as well, CT scan. This time we need not to map it to the subject headings. We are doing just keyword search. And we got another 67. Audible? Hello.
Sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir,
In
you're
between, we
audible.
lost your voice.
Oh. Keyword search with the subject heading. Let me perform this search. So we got set of 67,000 results. Oh, sorry, I think we did it. Remove this. So we did. I'm so sorry. We did 2 steps here. One is mapping it to the subject heading, CT scan, and then just a CT scan as a keyword. Now we are combining these with OR. And we got how many? from 4,89,000, we have now 5,25,000 results. Is anything left we need to do? Yes, we need to use the scope. How did we do search number 4? Oh, this one. Okay. Okay, there is a question how we search this. I think we will cover it maybe later. I have already explained once, but I will again touch upon this, how to find it. I'm just going to do a similar thing for the CT scan. So how we did it, let me show you. We went to this particular keyword, and then when we map it down to subject heading, there's one thing which come up is scope notes here. So along with the CT scan keyword, what else keywords we can use? So that keywords we are finding from here, from the scope notes. These are used for terms. Similarly, when the step number 4, we used various terms, we took those terms from these used for terms only, which I'm going to do again for CT scan. So for this, what is so let me show you what keywords which we are going to use here. So here you can see what kind of keywords are there, like computed X-rays, tomography, X-ray, CT scan, CAT scan. Okay, so we are going to use similar kind of keywords so that we ensure that we do not miss anything. So let's go back, go to the search. Basically, here what we are going to search here: computing, computed, everything with an adjacency of 2 within between. There could be only 2 words: tomography, computed tomography, or CT or CAT scan. So it will search either CT scan or CAT scan, both with an adjacency of 1, or it can capture scan or scanning, scanner, like that words, because it has asterisk mark here. Similarly, here it will also search for computers, computing, computed, all those kind of words will be searched. Let me put this string into the chat box. Okay.
Sir, we just copy pasted. We went into scope, and whatever were the other additional terms, we just copy pasted, like copied them and pasted them, right?
So whatever terms are in the scope, you can create your search strategy accordingly. Like I have taken computed tomography as a word, but here I have used asterisk mark to cover any relevant words like computing, computers, because if I use just computed or computing one word as such, so there might be chances that I miss articles which has computed or any other further keywords also, which is part of STEM. So what we need to do is when we are doing it, this one, we just need to go to scope notes. We need to see what all keywords are mentioned here, and then you need to pick and choose from there which are more relevant, which can give you more results. Or if you want to use everything, then your search string would be much bigger. So that's up to the choice of an author or a person who is searching, depending on the topic and the keywords relevant to their topics, basically. So you can include more terms as well, but I'm just using these ones which are making more sense related to this particular keywords.
Sir, can I ask something?
Yeah, please.
Sir, can we put asterisks over tomograph also? Like
Yeah. Yeah, here when we are using tomography, as you are rightly said, we can use tomographs. I don't know what other words could be there, but of course we can use asterisk here as well. Okay, certainly.
So,
And here we
what
need
is the
not to use.
difference between edge 1 and edge 2?
Yes. So adjacency 2 means there would be a gap of 2 words between computed and tomography. Computed associated tomography, there would be one more word. So the difference between these 2 words between that. But here CT and scan should appear together. So adjacency 1 means there is no gap in between. As you increase the number 2, 3, 4, so in an article you may find adjacency here, and maybe as we are mentioning two words, another word would be like this place. So you need to decide how much words you want in between or scope you want to give. I hope I'm clear.
So this has to be done manually by us. Okay, how many words ka gap we are allowing, whether it's 1 word, 2 words, 3 words.
Yeah, because you know your subject well,
Okay.
correct? So that keywords has to be decided by you. Okay. After this, this is, we are not mapping it to subject headings, and just click on search. So we get another 4,97,517 results on it. So this was our the combination of these two. So let me combine this and OR. So we got how many results? 7,39,552. So you must be observing, like, if you do just one search, the difference between the results are among us. So that's why we need to ensure that we use every strategy to capture all the relevant articles on the keywords. That's why we are mapping it to subject headings. We are doing a plain keyword search, and then we are also using used for terms to extract the maximum articles on that particular topic.
So in the terms, why we are not doing
Sorry.
the map to subject heading?
This one, which step?
In terms, why we are not doing map to subject heading? This term search.
Yeah, because in terms search, these ones which we are using, wildcard and truncation, is that
Yes.
one?
Yes.
Yeah, because subject heading, this is not a subject actually. When I use this, what subject you can relate with it, because this is more of keyword search. Okay, subject headings is basically an algorithm which is indexed by PubMed. So PubMed did not index it like this. This is the capabilities of the platform here itself, how it can search. This is not part of PubMed search or Medline search or Embase search. So subject heading is a part of database search, but these are the capabilities of the platform itself. So that's why we are not mapping it to subject heading, because if I do that, I am not sure I will get any results as such. Let's see. I haven't done it in the past, but yeah, because even if I did it, it did not actually map it to subject heading. It did not show any subject heading. It runs a similar kind of search, which is multi-purpose search. This MP indicates multi-purpose, where we are covering these sections within the article. Okay, so this is exactly same. So this is actually nothing related with the subject heading, because these are just keywords, not any subject heading related stuff. Okay. Okay. With this, we have completed two aspects of our search. One is minor head injuries. Another one is CT scan. Now we are moving to our third one, which is diagnosis of intracranial hemorrhage. Basically, let me show the second one. So here we have done CT scan, we have used for terms, we have exploded using the subject heading for tomography X-ray computed. And now we do not have any comparator here, and just we are going to the outcomes. So we are going to start with the expect 4. So which is intracranial hemorrhage. Let's go to that one. So again, so first step is to map it to subject headings here. So this is the keyword, the subject headings basically. So I'm just going to show you inside it. These are other sections of it which is covered. So I'm going to use explode. Continue. Here, our focus would be more on diagnosis of intracranial hemorrhage. So choice is yours whether you want to put a diagnosis here as a subheadings. You can use diagnosis of it, or else maybe we can use another filter at the end, which I will show you to narrow down the results. So either you can go along with this diagnosis, because we need articles which are related to more on diagnosis rather than anything else on intracranial hemorrhage as such. So because our outcome would be in the diagnosis only. So that's why I'm using diagnosis here and continuing with it. So here EXP is explode. This particular hyphen is showing main subject heading, and this particular keyword in a bracket is showing subheadings basically. So how many results we got? We got 13,479 results. Now I'm going to do same search.
Sir, I am getting 79,000.
How many results you got? Sorry, you are saying something.
Sir, I am getting 79,000 results, I think.
Okay.
I did explode and include all subgroups.
That's it. But that's what I have mentioned in the beginning, that, okay, let me show again. So here what I have done is I have used intracranial hemorrhage, explode, continue. So if I continue like that and include everything, then there would be like 79,000 results, as you're saying. But as our topic is on diagnosis of intracranial hemorrhage, that's why I have used the subheadings. So in the beginning, that's why I said to you that if you use any particular subheadings, then your number of results will be drastically reduced. So it's good to start with the broader results. So you can decide that approaches, both the approaches are fine. But as our outcome is more about diagnosis, that's why I've used here the subheading diagnosis, which is giving me 13,000 results. Okay, but if I do not use diagnosis, then of course you are right. You will get 79,000 results as well. Okay. So here again, I'm going to use intracranial hemorrhage. And this time I'm not going to use map term to subject heading and search. So we got similar kind of result, 13,454 results. Combine it with OR, we get almost double. I think these are unique results. So 25,000 results. Then I have not shown you the used for terms, but of course you can go to the subject heading, map it to subject heading, and find out the scope terms, which is like here. I'm going to use this one, which has cerebral brain hemorrhage. So this truncation mark, you understand, it will cover cerebral, cerebrum, all those kind of things. Brain is clear. So this is one word. With that adjacency, you understand adjacency also. Now this question mark. Now what is the meaning of this question mark is, hemorrhage has two types of, is being spelled differently. We can use HAEM, we can use HEMORR, like that. So if there is any word discrepancy in between or multiple ways to write a same word, then you can use this kind of question mark, so that it will capture both the articles with both the keywords, wherever it is used as HA or wherever it is used as HE directly. So it will cover everything. And then again, hemorrhage, hemorrhages, like that. Everything is covered here. And then search. If you want, I can put it in this chat box. Okay, so with this particular use for terms, you got 42,000 results. Combining these with OR, so we have 60,000 results. So we have started with very small amount of results, like 13,000. We again did a multi-purpose search keywords, again then it goes to 25, and then finally 60. So have we covered all these three aspects? We have covered all these three aspects partially. There are certain things which you need to cover. So right now, this set of result is just for outcome, and then this set of result is for intervention, uh, and this set of result is for population. So population, intervention, and outcomes, because we do not have comparator. So what now further we need to combine as a complete research question. This is population, then this is intervention, and this is outcome. These three final sets for three different aspects we need to combine with and, because we need all three aspects should be part of that article. Earlier we are using or because we are just combining results. We are finding that it should be either part of this set or this set, but we need all the results together. But now the situation is, here we are combining the final sets of each aspect with a Boolean operator and, because we want minor head injuries, CT scan, and intracranial hemorrhage should be part of that particular article. So we are going to use and here. So we got 2,963 results with our complete set of clinical question which we have. Now with this, we are going to apply certain more filters because in the beginning we said that these are final set of results. Now we will analyze out of these 2,963 results, how many are talking about children. That is our population group with the minor head injuries. In the beginning, I told you that I will cover it at the end. So if I go to this additional limit section, in this additional limit, there are a lot of limits are being provided, like infants, all child, all adults, newborn, preschool, like that, which defines the age group. Then there is a various subsets of journals. Basically, there are clinical queries which covers the different aspect of the research, like which talks about therapy, reviews, diagnosis, prognosis, causation, etiology, economics, if you are analyzing economics part of it, clinical prediction guides, like that. And how these filters has been created, whenever you have time, you can go to the clinical queries and it will open it in a separate window. You can read from here how these is being developed. These are developed in association with McMaster universities. So you can check out on these. So we are going to use special, and there are certain special OVID filters is also being created, which talks about adverse effects, children's, elderly patient groups, basically humans, pregnancy, like that. So you can use all these filters as well. So here we are going to use children as such, and then as we are
So-
more.
So where to get these filters?
Oh, okay. These filters. Coming back to search, here we are. So you just need to come to this area. This is the area. Use this additional limits. Okay. So when you open this additional limit, you'll find all the filters placed here. So you can use children, and then here we will also apply diagnosis. Sensitivity will gives you broader results. Specificity will give you the narrower results. So choice is yours, what you want to learn or see. So I'm just using sensitivity for a broader result on diagnosis and children. Oh, sorry. Children. So these two limits or filters I'm going to apply. Where I'm going to apply, if I want to apply these two filters to any of the items, you can choose that item. Like for example, if I want to apply here, okay, or maybe here, so I can do that. But for us, we need to apply on this final set of results. So here we are doing this. After choosing, just click on limited search. So 1, 1, 2, 3 articles are talking about diagnosis and children, like that. So that's how this entire research question which we have developed is being captured. There might be, these are the major overview of the steps. Keywords, these truncations, wildcard entirely depends on what clinical research questions you are using, how much keywords you want to use. That's absolutely up to your wisdom and choices, which you are as per your clinical research questions, basically. Now, I hope.
Sir, I am getting prognosis children, not diagnosis. How to get it?
Okay. Here, additional limits. If you come here, children you got. We have child here also, age groups or special OVID filters. Here in this also you have children. Children you got, correct? Now,
Sir.
you, in this clinical queries, we have reviews. From here, you can go diagnosis. And maybe you have scrolled it a little late below prognosis, but before prognosis only, there's a diagnosis like this, okay, which you can use. Going back. Now, literature search is not a one-day task, actually. You keep spending some time onto it. Although after doing this much of results, tomorrow, if you want to see if any new results or search is getting published, in that situation, what will you do? Will you come to the platform again, perform or spend a similar kind of time, which we did today, to see whether new results has been published or not? Certainly not. That's a very tiresome activity. So that's why in the beginning I said that this search history tool will create a magic for you. And there's a lot of value-added tools which is part of this user history. Here you can save all these searches. So what is important, you can select like this. Okay, you can save all, or you can create RSS feed. If you are aware of RSS feed, like if you can integrate RSS feed in any of your web page, it will automatically start showing the new results. Or you can simply create auto alerts. Okay, let me show you, start with the auto alerts. That was more useful. So I have not given any user ID password to you, and the link which I have given you, that is direct access. Here, even if I have given you any ID and password, that is only just for browsing, not for personalization. So now when we are saving all the searches, we are going into personalization mode, where we need to create account on this OVID platform. So here you can create one account, like this. And set password of your choice and have your email address. First name, last name. Just accept this and create account. When you create account, it gives you 4 choices. Whether you want to set auto alert, you want to save it for temporary 72 hours, thus save the search for 72 hours. save the search permanently, or you want to search save the searches in your projects. I will explain about the projects little later. So here I'm showing you auto alert. You can give one name to it. I'm just giving minor head injuries. Like that. That's done. You can add more description to it. Then it gives you a lot of scheduling options. Now, what kind of solution options it has? In what frequency you want to see the alerts, whether quarterly or whenever the database gets updated, or monthly or every other week or weekly. If weekly or other week, which day of the week? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So what I suggest, Monday is not a good day because our databases generally get updated on weekends as per the Eastern Standard Time. Means like on Friday, Saturday, Sunday is off, so that is the only time when it is not get updated. Otherwise, every day it got updated. So if you see early in the morning on Monday, so probably you will find the similar content what is there on Friday. So what we suggest generally to match the Indian Standard Time with the US time, use Tuesday as a good day to see more updates. So you can use Tuesday here, and choice is yours whether you want to see open access results like that. And then you have all the other options, like in what format the alert should be delivered to you, whether on your email, your RSS feed, project. You can add multiple emails here by separating with commas. And then whether you want as an attachment, where we have different format, Excel, XML, RIS, HTML, or simply you want results to be HTML like that. You can include report type. You can choose whatever report type you need. You can custom the information in your alerts, whether you want to see just citation abstract. You can select from here what option information you want to see in those alerts. So I want to see abstract, I want to see original title, maybe keywords. If we have keywords here, there are a lot of fields available, so you can choose anything specifically which is part of it, which you want to see, basically author name if required, like that. And then just select fields. When you download it, it will capture in the format which you have selected, or means save. You can save it, and then the information will come to you as you have selected. So here our search history has saved. If you want to see where it is getting saved, just come to my workspace under my searches and alerts. This is the alert which we have just saved. Okay, so as per our desired frequency, I think we have done weekly Tuesday. So on coming Tuesday, I will get a notification with all the new articles getting published under the searches which we have performed for all the aspects. Okay. Okay. Coming to my projects, here you can create a folders. You can create a new project like for example, test 1, 2, 3, save project. In this, you can save the searches, and you can basically do a number of things in it. You can open the folder, and you can export the results in it from it. Once we add it, you can export and manage all your research related queries in it. Here are actions. You can add upload file also, like if you want to add certain article which is not in OVID platform. If you're browsing somewhere else, you want to store it at one place, just go to the actions, upload file, choose file, and then it will prompt you to choose any file which is part of your computer or data hard disk, that you can upload and save it at one place, so that everything will be at one place. Okay, coming back, this is one aspect to reproduce the searches which you have done. Now, another aspect is
Kindly explain about the projects again.
okay, projects. Go to my
And so
work.
one more doubt is that, like, when your updates are going to come, it will come for all the 10 searches or only the final last end search?
Okay, so when the see, these are our steps. These are parts of the process, but finally we are interested in what? We are interested in this. So system will run automatically at the back end all the steps and give us final result here. Let me show you my workspace. Okay, first I will take a project question because the gentleman has asked it first, and then I will come to the alert part as well. Okay,
Sure.
so how to create a project? So you just come to my project section. Here you can go to actions. You can create new project, maybe like process. Save project. There would be project saved. In this project, you just select it, take actions. You can upload files. You can choose files from your system or wherever it is, or maybe when we are in the search, so when I click on save all, you can go to my projects, which project you want to save this search, cirrhosis, like that. You can choose and then complete the process as explained. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now coming back to the alerts. So when we go to my searches and alerts, if I come back maybe like 10 days after, and I want to see whether new, definitely, but as per our set frequency, it will be delivered to our inbox. But else what we can do, we can come under my workspace, my searches and alerts, select like this, and then run on that particular day. So on that particular day, it will give you option from which date to which date you want to load the results. So like that, Feb 1 to May 31 or to present. So we have started from this, and then you can run like that. So you can also choose last search when you did, and from that date to till date, is there any changes happen or not? So it will take time. But in your inbox, it will give you the,
So please repeat the step once.
yeah. Let it run first and then I will. So here the date range is there from Feb. This we have done from Feb till so what is the range here? Update range, like whatever the article is being updated in this date range, it appears. Let me redo this so that the gentleman understand. But to answer to your question, when you will get alert, so today you have run 1123 searches. Today is what date? 11th May. So on the result, it is going to come on Tuesday. Tuesday is what date? 16th. So from 11th to 16th, whatever new articles get published under this search criteria which we have set, you will get to see the new articles on date 16. I hope I'm clear.
So for every single step, it will show like for step number 14, instead of 4 to 6, it will show additional 3 for 6, or only for the final result, like step 17.
Final step. It will show you the, as per your search criteria, this is the new article which is part of this 1123 or additional articles, whatever being getting part of it.
So additionally, 5 get published in this
That
upcoming
those
week.
5 will be notified to your email. Yes.
Oh, fine.
Those 5s will be notified to your email. Okay. But at the same time, like if you want to see it little early, so you can select here, click on run, and then you can see like today is 11th May. So if I am coming tomorrow or day after tomorrow, so I know that last search I have run on 11th May. So I can choose here from May to 11th till whatever day we have. Maybe tomorrow you can use present, or maybe if you have any specific day in between, like from May 2 to May 11th, or you can simply choose present. Then you can run the searches between what are the new articles get published or updated within this. So sometimes what happens, article will be there only, there would not be any new article published. But what database does, they keep changing keywords sometimes, or indexing, or they make minor changes. Then the new results, the content will be the same, only little fields will be changed. Then the database considered it as a new article. That's why it is being coming. Although when you open it and read it, the content will remain same. It's only the indexing part which is changed. That's why it shows that it is recently updated. So that situations also happens sometimes, but very rarely. Okay, that's sorry. That's one way of producing the result. But now the another aspect is when you are working. Generally, we do research in collaboration. You have multiple co-authors available. So what can be done is, if you want to show them or guide them, like how you reach out to this particular 1, 1, 2, 3 numbers, what are the steps you have carried out? Sometimes in research also you need to mention what all databases you used and what are the steps you have taken to reach out that particular number or results. Then in that case, how would you show that these are the steps carried out within the OVID platform using Medline database? So there are multiple options given here, which are these tabs. Like you can copy, you can email this entire searches to anyone in your team. You can simply put their email and all these steps will be sent over email. That's one option. Second option is you simply just click copy search history link. Once you use this copy search history link, this creates one URL basically. So if you copy this URL and share it with anyone in the email or any form, this kind of URL is created. They just need to click on the URL or copy paste the URL in the browser. And if I enter it, let's see what happens. It is asking me for authentication. I need to authenticate, which I'm doing right now. And whatever 17 lines of searches which we have done so far, the system will automatically run all the searches, and the person who is having this URL, they are able to see your final results in a fraction of seconds. So he need not to perform these searches again and again. Similarly, if you are doing certain literature search in the OVID platform, you can also keep this URL handy with yourself, so that in case you lost anything, this URL will remain active forever. So you just come with this URL, use your authentication, and again, you can see everything in place. Or else you can use this copy search history details also. How it works, if you have any Word document or something, you can paste in that. Just a second, I'm opening. Maybe Notepad. Okay. So I'm just showing you. So what we have used, we have just copied this search history details, and here how we are pasting it. So what I have done, let me do some fonts, small the fonts, so that I can show you here. So you can see here, these are the steps which we have carried out. First step, this much of results. Second step, this much of results. We have combined with a Boolean operator or. So everything what we have done is captured here. So you can easily copy it. So these are another tools which are part of it. Okay. How much time we have? We have already exceeded the time, but I will just take 5 more minutes of yours so that I can show you another important thing. As I mentioned that we have multiple databases, and you can actually use all the databases together So let's use all. So right now I'm combining Cochrane and Medline. Similarly, we host more than 100 databases on OVID platform like Embase, Psychinfo, and Econlit, and there are multiple other JBI databases are there. So which all any institution want to subscribe, they can subscribe and be part of OVID platform. So let's go there. So right now we are combining all these databases together, and we are going to search here in advanced search. We are just putting cirrhosis as keyword. I just want to search this. And if I search, then we got 1,60,859 results. It is showing me from each databases how many results are coming. In a usual practice, what we need to do if we want to search, we need to visit 3 different platforms or as many databases we are using. If we are using 3 databases, 3 different platforms, 2 databases, 2 different platforms, 5 databases, 5 different platforms. But if you are using using it on OVID, then you can do with a single search, you can see how much results are coming from each database.
So
106.
please repeat this last step.
Okay.
Thank you.
Here, when you sign in, basically you log in or use the URL which I have given you, you will be landed here, and by default Medline would be selected. But if you want to search multiple databases, Medline is just one database. If you want to search in multiple databases, you can come here and click on this change button, tab, and then all the databases will be reflected. You can choose which all databases you want to choose like this, or maybe you can simply use all the databases, and then you can go with OK. So earlier when we were searching for our research question, we are searching just in Embase, in Medline, but now we are going to search in all the databases. Like for example, if I want to search something on cirrhosis, so now the results will come from these databases: ACP Journal Club, Cochrane Central Register for Control Trials, and OVID Medline. All these databases basically. So when I'm clicking on search, so as I mentioned that the total number of results we got is 1,60,859. But if you want to understand from which database how much results are coming, so from Medline itself, 1,48,000 results are coming from Medline. And other results are coming from these databases, like a Cochrane databases of systematic reviews is giving us 338 results. Similarly, Cochrane Central Register of Control Trials giving us 10,000 results like this. So as I mentioned in the beginning that all these databases like Embase, Medline, and EBMR or Cochrane has some journals which are indexed in every journal. So what does it mean? It means you will get some duplicate results also. Like some articles which are part of this 1,48,000 results could be part of these 10,000 days or any number. So next step would be to remove the duplicates. So we can remove the duplicates. We can apply filters here. Like for example, if I want to see from 22 to current, or maybe like if I want to see something most recent like this, I can do that. What I need to do is apply additional limits. I've already selected the year here, and just I'm going to do limit a search. Okay, so we got out of this for this particular time frame, we got 3,222 results, and this is how the results are coming. So 2880 from Medline. This is database abstract of view of effects and control trials, basically 115. When I use deduplicate option here, it give me option to choose which particular database results I want to keep. Like my first priority, I'm using 9 databases here. So my first priority of mine is OVID Medline. I need to keep all the results which are part of OVID Medline. Then I can use CCTR, CDSR, and like that. Basically, what we have removed from one ACP Journal Club, like this.
How to get this deduping preference?
Yeah, I'm just coming with this. So you can set the priority and then continue. So you will get earlier it was coming 3222, now 3089. Here we have deduplicate option, so you can use this after searching. Currently you can use deduplicate up to 6,000 results, so you can use this deduplicate and then this option will come. Okay.
Sir, just one query. The
Yes, sir.
search terms which it has applied, whether the subject headings are also included or only the free text search?
Very good question. So here what we are doing is, here we are combining multiple databases. So as I mentioned in the beginning, every database has their own thesaurus or subject headings, like Medline has MASH subject headings, and Embase has M-tree, and Cochrane has different set of algorithms or thesaurus. So here, when we are combining multiple databases, you can see in advanced search, we do not getting any option to map it to subject headings, because system will not identify which particular database need to be used to map the subject headings. That's why it is searched as keyword. But to solve this problem, we have given an additional tool, which is called this OVID search builder. I will show you quickly. From here, when you click OVID search builder, it will give you option to choose databases like all or deselect all. So I'm just using select all. Here you need to map keywords, and when you will do a map keyword here, then it will show you the subject headings. So here it will give you an option for subject headings where we can map it. Okay, so you can see this fibrosis is coming from Central Register of Control Trials. This is for Medline. So that's how we can do. So this is the only tool which is available in OVID, where you can combine the databases as well as explode, means map the subject headings with the different databases. And then close. Synonyms. The synonyms are similarly used for terms which we are seeing in the scope note. So here, if you use synonyms, we have limited synonyms here. All are used, and then it also have various other filters like children, as we were using earlier in children, pregnancy, all these options you can apply. The clinical queries, which I have shown you for diagnosis, prognosis, therapy, that also you can use, or human limits. Simply launch search after putting filters. Then again, what it will do, it will take you to the OVID platform, and again we got certain results. Earlier here also we got results. Similarly here also we get results like this. Okay, so here what we are able to achieve is, we are able to explode various subject headings, or which is part of different databases. Okay, which is not possible if we use just OVID platform. So so we have given this is additional value-added tool, OVID search builder. Otherwise, if you are not using OVID platform at all, then you need to go to each database separately, run the results, combine it, and then a lot of manual work you need to do. Exactly.
And is Scopus inbuilt with OVID, sir?
No, Scopus is not part of it. Generally, for systematic reviews, I haven't seen recommendation from for Scopus, because that's more of profiling, abstract and indexing database. It is also, but more widely it is PubMed, Embase, and Cochrane, which is used for systematic reviews.
Actually, in public health, we sort of also include some of the articles from Scopus.
Okay, okay. But so here, but in the Scopus, there would not be any subject headings. They do not have any algorithm as such. Do they have?
No,
No,
there's
no,
no subject.
they don't have any subject headings or like that.
Only keywords.
Yes. So Scopus and Web of Science are kind of similar platforms, which has abstract and index, but does not have as such subject headings. And moreover, this Embase, Cochrane, and Medline is more focused towards biomedical research. Scopus has art journals index from all disciplines, I believe. So that's the difference, I think. But we do not host Scopus on OVID platform as such. We do have Embase. So let me log in with my own credentials so that I can show you like how much.
Sir, please explain the use of deduplicate again. Why do we do it?
Why do we do it? Okay. I'm just going to it. So these are all databases which we host on OVID platform. You can see here JBI, EB Health, Evidence-Based Health Collection, EBM, Analytical Abstract, Biological Abstract, CAB Abstract, Biosys. You name the database, more or less everything is there. Northern Light, Life Science Conference Abstracts, Embase. So there are multiple databases are available which are part of OVID. But for this conference or this session, we have just added two databases here, majorly EBM 9 resources, which is Cochrane and Medline. Okay, your question on deduplicates, why we do that deduplication. Okay, let's come here only. Sorry, any questions?
Rajesh sir, just one query.
Yes.
Since there are many participants from PGI, I know in the PGI we have the OVID Medline, and apart database we have subscribed.
Yeah, sir, Embase you have subscribed directly from Elsevier. That's why you have it on the separate platform. If you have been subscribed from OVID, then you will be able to see Embase under this platform for PGI.
Okay, so you have only OVID Medline, not OVID Embase is not available.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Embase separately is available in PGI, but not as OVID Embase.
Okay.
So maybe you want
thank
to
you.
reconsider subscribing OVID. Yeah, no problems.
So no, we'll ask, we'll request the library.
Yes, certainly.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least
Coming
3
to the
OVID
question,
database
why
we should have.
use deduplicate? Yes, sir. At least 3. Okay, someone has asked about why we use deduplicate option. So it's very important to understand. This once in the beginning, I mentioned that when we have like, let me use this tool. Just a second. Just give me a second. I will show you one picture so that probably that will help you to understand why we need to do that.
So in the last, just please demonstrate how to export the result to their
yes,
reference
that's
systems.
important. True. Just a second. Okay. If you are able to see this image, we're talking more of different databases. So here, why deduplication is required. Here I am using 2 databases. One is Cochrane, another one is Medline, but I am giving you a larger context. Embase has almost 8,000 journals, but these 8,000 journals are not unique to Embase. Out of these 8,000 journals, approximately 5,000 journals come from Medline. Okay. So if you search these 2 databases together, like for example, if you are choosing Embase and Medline together, and you search for any keywords, Embase will also show the results from 8,000 databases. Medline will also show the results for 5,000 journals. But these 5,000 are already part of Embase. So of course, whatever the results will appear from Medline, that high chances they will also be part of Embase. So you cannot consider results which are coming from Embase and Medline which are duplicate. So we need to remove duplicate to see the unique results. Similarly with the Cochrane also. In Cochrane also, the journals from Medline and Embase are part of it. So that's why we use deduplicate option. Like we are using 9 databases here, and out of these databases, the results are coming from these like total 4,41,000 results, and these are the databases which are contributing to this total results. But there could be some overlap, so that's why we need to use deduplicate options here. I hope I am able to clarify your question or answer your question.
Sir,
Why
like
we-
when we were searching in one database, we use scope notes also for different synonyms. But
Yes.
while searching for many databases, we can only use these synonyms like in the OVID search builder, or we can
Yes.
also.
OVID search filter. Yes. Yes.
So
That's
only
correct.
few synonyms are possible.
The synonyms are not fixed. Like as you change the keyword, the synonyms will change. Okay. So if I go for cirrhosis, like let's take an example here, change. I will go to OVID Medline. Okay. So what we have searched in all the databases is cirrhosis. So let's see in Medline, if we do not go by OVID search filter, what is the keywords we are getting here? Okay. Cirrhosis. Search, and here we are going to scope notes. So see,
Okay.
so it's more about database. What useful terms are used in the database? It's not about search builder. Search builder will show all the synonyms which are part of all the databases. Okay, if you go separately and check for the synonyms, you will find that would be same like this. These are the only ones which we are getting through search builder also. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So question was here we were, and how to export these results. Okay, so we have option here, export. You just select the articles which you want to select, or simply you can choose all here. Here in the all section. So I think by default there is limit to 1,000. But we have a capacity to increase to 25,000 results, which you can export at once. It depends on case-to-case basis or customer requirements. So I'm not sure for this trial access how much is the limit. But if you need more limit, just let us know. We can change it. But this is for some time period, I think. So I would request you, if you want to utilize this platform, please use it for within a week's times. For which the access is available, so you can have a better hands-on, and you may be able to solve or find literatures for your clinical research questions. So here, if you do not have access, but in like in PGI, you already have an access, so there is no problem with it. So after you select the articles which you want to export, or so the citations which you want to export, just go to export option. Here are the choices, whether you want to export into Word, PDF, text, Excel sheet, Citavi, EndNote, ProSite, ReferenceWorks, RefWorks, RIS. All these templates are compatible with all the citation manager tools like Mendeley, Zotero, EndNote is already there. So you can export any format. RIS is supported by Mendeley, so you can simply export it. I'm just showing Excel sheet, and then you can choose any custom. You can edit fields, what all information you want, like that. Author full name, abstract, collection title, ISSN, keywords is important, like that. Save. And annotation is also important. I will show you what is annotation and how it works. You can simply export. It started exporting. So in every article, while you're referring to the literature and you want to make any comment out of this particular article, you can use this annotate button. Or as we have discussed in the projects, you can create projects. You can add it to my project as well, and simply annotate here. You can type in test. I'm just using test, but relevant, whatever comments you want to put. Save annotation. That's done. And when you export the results from here like this, export, you can include these annotations. Then all those remarks will also be exported. Okay. So let me citations. So you can see database is Medline, title is this. These synonyms you can check. These are author name. This is first author, I think. Keywords, abstract. So all the fields has given some small forms, URLs like that. DOI information like. So whatever field you will choose, that will be exported into Excel format or whatever format you will choose from here, like these ones. Okay. Okay. Any further questions? I think I am more or less done with what I want to show today. Just last thing, apart from databases, we host more than 3,000 journals here. So if you want to search anything from these journals, you can go to the journals and also search in it. But these are more of abstract because this is just a trial account for this conference purpose. So you will see more of abstract rather than full text, but certainly you can take a look of it.
So,
Mhm.
so please explain that search. After we have done the search, then on further date, how to do that? I didn't get that.
After we done the search, further date.
We have to search it again when the database is updated.
Alert section. You're saying alerts.
Yes. No,
So
then
okay.
after like initial search was done, so then you did it again by selecting some date.
Dr.
This one?
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah,
Dibjot, the session is recorded. Every participants, the
Yeah.
session is recorded. Whatever Mr. Rajiv has been demonstrated is recorded, and I will share with you. So apart from this, if you have any further question, please ask because he has already spent 2 hours. It's almost the dinner time. So we, so apart from the demonstration, if you have any other question, you please ask.
Okay. Just last thing to help you out in case you need more information. Even once you go to the platform after this session in your time and you come across any challenges or questions further, you can reach out to me through my email ID, phone number. I'm available on WhatsApp as well. So if in case, it would be better like if you can text me if you need to discuss anything on call, or maybe you can just write me an email uh, on these email IDs. I will put it on the chat as well so that you can see it. And rest, I think the session is already recorded. You can take a look at it, but not to disappoint you, just quickly I will show you. So once the searches are saved, and if we coming back to the platform and you want to run it again, we can select it, click on run, and from here you can select from which date, like today is 11th. So if I'm coming after 3 days, so I know that last I search I ran was on 11th. So I really want to see results from May 11th. That was my last search till May, for example, 17th I'm coming. So whatever the new articles get uploaded between this time frame will be reflected when you put the run search. Okay. Okay, great. Any final questions? Okay, thank you so much for joining. I think we had a good session where I'm hopeful that I'm able to explain it well, but please go to the platform and start exploring yourself. That will give you a lot of questions and needs to ask. Over to you, sir.
Yes. Thank you, sir. You have explained very nicely. You spent 2 hours. and the participants were from across the country as well as from some international participants are there from Nepal and Nigeria. So friends, please give a big thumbs up for the session, and hopefully you will be enjoyed. The session is recorded, and Mr. Rajiv has shared his contact details, and if you can reach your librarian and insist, as you know, we all are doing the meta-analysis and systematic review, and this OVID will make us life very easier. Okay, so you see how quickly we are getting the search terms and getting data from the Medline, and hopefully if you have other database like Embase, Cochrane, and we can also do the similar way. Okay, so thank you very much. Without further delay, let us, on behalf of the organizing team, I thank you, Mr. Raji, for your valuable time and discussing with our participants.
My pleasure.
And dear participants, I have shared with you a link for
Pleasure
your
is-
certificate. Please fill that link, and your certificate will be delivered to your inbox.
Okay. Thank you everyone for participating, and with this, have a wonderful rest of the evening. I take your leave at this moment. Thank you everyone. Thank you, Padi sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. So friends, those who are doing meta-analysis with us, now henceforth you will use the OVID platform for at least doing your Medline search. So we'll try to, Dr. Devjot and those who are present from the PGI, so let us insist our library to subscribe other OVID database.